What's up, guys? Welcome to your LDM. I wanted to talk today about Numenera and how there are no excuses and you should just play the game. Numenera is one of my favorite games, probably my favorite system, Cypher system. It's very good. The first thing I'll talk about is system itself. It's really, really easy. You get it's D20 based, so it's easy to switch from D&D if you're familiar with that kind of system. Super easy. Or the DM, or the GM rather, picks a difficulty number, a multiple of 3. So let's say you want to climb a wall. I will say, okay, that's 12. Now you need to roll D20 and you get a 12 or higher, and that's it. You can modify that. So you could spend effort from your pools. You have 3 pools of stats: might, intellect, and speed. Instead of having all these stats, you have 3. And you can spend some of your points to reduce the difficulty of the task, so it will go from 12 to 9. Or if you're trained in climbing walls, then it will go from 12 to 9. So you kind of stack these things up and make it a lot easier. But that's pretty much it. Everything is done with the D20 roll. There are no damage dice, no damage rolls at all. Weapons are divided into light, medium, and heavy, and they do 2, 4, and 6 damage respectively. Full stop. Which is great. So quick, so easy. Armor just reduces the damage you take by a flat amount. 1, 2, and 3, I think, for light, heavy, and medium. And that's it. So easy. Really simple system, and you can do a lot with it. The character creation is what got me into it. I think it's really, really clever. Your character is a sentence. You are a blank blank who blanks. So the first blank is your descriptor. That's like an adjective that describes your character. So it might be clumsy or quick or clever or strong, something like that. That gives you some mechanical benefits, but also disadvantages. Generally, like if, let's say, you're quick or swift, I think it's called in the book, you get pluses to your speed pool. You're very good at quick tasks, but you might struggle with like concentrating on a task because your mind is always so quick and a bit of a flurry. Then you pick a type, which is your class. There are 3 classes. The glaive, which is a warrior, whether that be a ranged warrior, an up-close warrior, anything like that. Somebody who is good at fighting. You got your nano, who is a magic user. We'll get into magic in a little bit. It's not really magic, but yeah, that's your caster, basically. And then you've got your jack, who is a mix of the two, kind of a skill monkey type class. So once you've chosen that, then you finish with your foci. And this is the bit that I think makes Numenera very interesting. Every character has like a special thing about them. So you might bear a halo of fire, which will give you like fire abilities. You might ride the lightning. You might exist partially out of phase. You might be something simple like rages or murders. But anyway, this gives you like, and your character a progression in a specialist sort of field, something that makes your character very unique, which I think is great. Now, all of these focuses come with bonds, connections. So, for example, if you bear a halo of fire, one of the other PCs is for some reason immune to your fire, and you can decide between the 2 of you why that is. And each of the focuses has a little bond like that, which I think is really cool. The setting is great. I love it. The idea is that it's a million or a billion years in the future. And there have been these, so far, 8 huge civilizations on Earth that have been, interstellar, interdimensional, massive civilizations that made huge strides forward. And you are currently in the 9th age. So you're at a valley, so to speak. And all around you, all around the world, there is just this ancient, powerful technology littered as ruins. And every day people use technology, but they don't know what it does. So the book opens with a quote from Arthur C. Clarke, which is, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And that's like a central theme in the game, is that the technology is so advanced, you don't even know that it's technology. You think it's magic. Which is really cool. Now, this is kind of demonstrated through the ciphers, which are the magic items that you get in Numenera. These are one-use items. You can use them one time. And they have some sort of powerful effect. And you kind of collect these as you go. The idea is that you use them as often as possible, and you'll collect many of them as you go. What I like to do, and what other people like to do as well, is rather than tell the players what the cipher does, you just give them a description of what it looks like, which leads to a lot of chaos, a lot of kind of surprises as you in a desperate attempt, press a button, throw a thing, and see what happens, which I think is really cool. Other thing that's great about Numenera are the monsters. They're so original, so weird, um, and lots of the monsters are more like encounters rather than things you want to kill. You don't get any experience for killing things in Numenera. It's not, the idea is to explore and discover, which I think is really, really good. It encourages players to try and talk first and shoot later, which I think is great. So yeah, it's so easy, really, really simple system, and one of my absolute favorites. So I highly recommend that you check it out. I have quite a few games on my channel if you want to see how it plays, and you can pick it up on RPG now for relatively cheap. I think like maybe 20 quid or something like that. So I'd recommend you check it out. No excuses, just play the game.